Hey, Cabo. Welcome to another day of the Babaluaiye Healing Ritual. Of course, this portion is centered on focusing on healing of the spirit. I hope everything's been going well so far. I hope you've been taking in all the messages and doing the things the presenters are telling us that we need to do to heal our spirit. Have a great one. See you next time.
Habari. My name is Iya Olosunde. I am grateful to be part of Ile I's 6th annual 16-day virtual Babaluaiye Healing Ceremony. This year's theme, Healing is Spirituality, and Spirituality is Healing, reminds us that true healing must include our body, mind, and spiritual body. In Ifa, the physical body is our first temple, and we care for it by eating well, staying hydrated, resting, using herbs, and cleaning of our environment. A strong body supports spiritual healing. And for the spiritual body, this holds our energy, emotions, and destiny. And how do we care for our spiritual body? We nourish our spiritual body through iwuri, prayers, meditation, cleansing, and by making necessary offerings. When spirit is balanced, healing begins. Let's look at this Ifa verse from Odu Idinrete, which is also called Idinleke. Ifa says, Àṣà wéwé awo Olúbàdàn ló dífá fún Olúbàdàn ọmọ akárùn méjì ṣe. Wọ́n ní ó kára ńlẹ̀ ọjà rí ẹbọ, wọ́n ní ó rú, ó gbẹ́bọ, ó rúbọ, ó gbèrú, ó tèrú. Àṣà wéwé mọ̀dé o awo Olúbàdàn, gbogbo ohun tí bá ń ṣe yín ẹ fi lọ̀rẹ́ wò. In English, it means Àṣà wéwé, the priest of Olúbàdàn, cast Ifa for Olúbàdàn that was battling with two conditions. He was asked to make sacrifice. He did, and perform necessary offerings. Àṣà wéwé has come, the priest of Olúbàdàn. Whatever you are going through or struggling with, voice it out to your loved ones. In this Ifa, Olúbàdàn was the one battling with two health conditions, two health problems. And he went to the Babalawo named Àṣà wéwé. The Babalawo cast Ifa, and it was Idinleke. He told Olúbàdàn that he should make sacrifice, he should make ebo and some necessary offerings. Also, he should not keep his pain inside. He should voice out to the people around him. And Àṣà wéwé followed all the instruction from Ifa. Soon after the necessary offerings and ebo, healing came. In this verse, Ifa is teaching us two powerful lessons. The first one is there is no true healing without spirituality. And the second lesson is that whatever we are going through, we should speak to our Uri, speak to our Orisha, and to our community. So we understand that healing is both physical and spiritual. When we care for our body and nourish our spirit, balance returns to our life, to our family, and our community. Truly, healing is spirituality, and spirituality is healing. Elaboru, elaboye, elaboshisheon.
And today, my presentation is really on the ancestors. So I'm so glad that we got to start off with the ancestors chant. And who are the ancestors? Why are ancestors so important to our daily lives? An ancestor is a person who once lived and exhibited a positive way of life, generally an elder who was a respected individual. Our ancestors are important as they lead the way. Just like parents are important to a child, our ancestors help us to continue on this journey and prepare the way for one day when we too become ancestors. They are our cheerleaders, our coaches, and halftime show all in one. Their role in our lives is to see us succeed and help us make a better world and be the best people we can possibly be on earth. Way, way before any of us were born, there were the ancient ones, those who were first on this land. Imagine back during that time when you could walk the land and not see any buildings, no streets, no lights, just grass, water, desert, mountains, and other terrain. When the ancients walked this land, they were in tune with what was happening. Their senses were on high. During that time, the ancients planted seeds for us to be here. The oldest bones were discovered in East Africa, the remains of RD dating back 4.4 million years ago were found in Ethiopia. RD is the oldest Black woman, and she is our oldest relative that we know about thus far. If you think back to your own relatives, how far can you go back? 3 generations? That's your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents. 7 generations? 25 generations? I challenge you to dig deep and learn your family roots through names, stories, attributes, recipes, professions, etc. You may even learn a little more about yourself. Our ancestors are here around us, maybe sitting next to you. We have our family ancestors, our community ancestors, our historical and worldly ancestors. The ones who know you best are your family ancestors. They may come to us in dreams or vision quests. You may hear their voices or words they might say in conversations, see their facial expressions in the mirror, see a piece of art, clothing, jewelry, hear a favorite song that might remind you of them. And music is a portal, as you saw in the movie Sinners. Music transforms space and time. And that's a whole other part of the equation. Even the smell, the cooking, a particular herb or meal or sweet that they love, there's so many ways that our ancestors reach out to us and that we can reach out to them. They are there to guide us, to protect us, to keep our road clear of obstacles. And we don't even realize the work they are doing on our behalf. Someone once shared that their mother told them whenever she saw a dime, she would know it was her mother looking out for her. That was forward thinking on the mom's part. Mm-hmm. One thing that our ancestors knew was to develop a relationship with the earth. As said in the beginning, the ancient ancestors were on this land when it was just land for as far as the eye could see. They communed with nature, got to know the habits of the sun and the moon, watched their spring change to summer, then to fall and winter. They observed all the changes as if their life depended on it. How many of you can say what moon cycle we are in right now? Which star pattern is prevalent in the western skies? What does the sky look like right before a rainstorm? What does grass feel like first thing in the morning? Can you tell what the temperature is without looking at your phone or asking a meteorologist? That's something that our ancestors had to be able to do. They had to understand the elements to survive. They saw the duality in nature, animals, beings, the elemental rhythms in nature, creation, growth, and destruction, the circle of life. They saw nature as divinities, the earth, sun, wind, water, all worthy to be honored. They appease the elements through ritual. As we move more indoors, we moved away from nature. In moving away from nature, we are less likely to see the connection between nature and the divinities and us. Knowing the different elements, we can always give thanks and honor to the natural forces. How do we give thanks to nature? Are you speaking to the trees, to the grass, saying good morning to the sky? We know that when we speak to our plants, what happens? They are receptive and they grow. After experiments that were done with water, it was a Japanese, I believe it's a Japanese man who did the experiments and spoke positive words into water. And when he froze it, it became beautiful crystal designs. And when he spoke negative words, it created the opposite. Now imagine what we're intaking. No, that's why they always say, pray over your food, your water, your drinks. But also, we need to pray over the bigger waters, the oceans, the rivers, to all of nature, because without it, where would we be? Our historic ancestor, George Washington Carver, came up with over 300 uses for the peanut. How did he acquire that knowledge? His ancestors spoke to him, and he befriended nature, excuse me, which guided him. We may see the peanut as matter, something that's solid. And he saw the peanut as energy, which is ever changing. This allowed his mind to open up to the many different forms a peanut could change into. And opening up to nature, allowing it to speak directly to us, we can begin to see the energy of the natural elements. Learning more about the different divinities also gives us insight into nature as well. When we hear the stories of the divinities, it helps us to see their energy and grasp better understanding of their likeness to nature. Asking our ancestors for guidance will further our studies. Some of us may have stepped away from the land, yet our ancestors have not. Our ancestors all throughout nature, still helping us to achieve our masterful goals, and they do it out of love. Sometimes without thank you or an acknowledgement, but not anymore, because now you know the importance and the connection between nature, ancestors, and the divinities. Part of knowing where you come from is preparing to travel that road. We will all step on that road one day, and we want to be sure we are in the right state of mind and know how to prepare to become an ancestor. It doesn't mean it's happening tomorrow. However, if it did, you will want to be prepared, and your family too. As much as we prepare for everything else, we must undoubtedly prepare for the ancestral world. The African proverb, where you will sit when you are old, shows where you stood in your youth. Part of this preparation is being the best person you can be. You may have already heard the term Iwa, good and gentle character. That is what we aim to express, be mindful of, and act upon. Iwa lesson states, my character is my religion. A community ancestor, Mamadi Nayasuma, used to say that people always would ask him what religion he was, and he would say to them, you have to observe me, or something to that effect. He said he could not be pinned down to any one religion. He didn't want people to get caught up in naming the religion. He wanted them to observe his character. To honor our ancestors at home, you can erect an ancestral altar. It can be as simple or as exquisite as you want it to be. Some basic pieces would be to have a white cloth as a base, pictures of your ancestors, candle, glass of water, and when you eat, you may place a plate of food for your ancestors in the altar. For birthdays and holidays, you might fix them something they enjoyed or share what you have chosen to eat. Other cultures do the same. This happens to be the weekend of Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, which is celebrated by many Mexicans. I mention this as you may see in a Mexican-owned business, an ancestral altar, similar to what we do. A community ancestor, Mama Binte, used to say, if you want to learn something, well, pick up a children's book, and it will be explained in detail in language you can understand. Now, I want to share a clip from the movie Coco, where the elder explains to the child the tradition of Dia de los Muertos.
Don't give me that look. Dia de los Muertos is the one night of the year our ancestors can come visit us. We've put their photos on the ofrenda so their spirits can cross over. That is very important. If we don't put them up, they can't come. We made all this food, set out the things they loved in life, mijo. All this work to bring the family together. I don't want you sneaking off to who knows where. Where are you going?
I thought we were done.
Ay, Dios mío.
And another nice movie is Soul by Disney Pixar, which talks about enjoying the process of life. And another community ancestor, Iya Olosunde, used to always say, or she would say that, oops, I'm sorry. I forgot how she said it, but it was something about the process.
Trust the process.
Trust the process. Thank you. I appreciate the help. So you also may know the Ojira Festival, a celebration of our ancestors in the Akan tradition. As well, the Ojira Festival honors ancestors and gives thanks for what? The harvest. Once again, connecting the ancestors and nature, showing the connection between our ancestor divinities and the earth. Another community ancestor, Mama Abena, used to ask, who was your race person who set your mind to go on this path? The path she was speaking to is that of learning your roots and taking pride in your inherent culture and discovering life before America, back when the ancients were walking the land. And I say that to you as well, because who told you there's a different path and you took it? So you know that person, honor them, because they put you in this space, in this place of being. But these are all methods to including your ancestors in your life and honoring them, their spirit, their energy. And here are some ideas to get you moving in that direction. You can set up an altar for your ancestors, make it look really nice so they will come and visit. If you don't have pictures, and write their names down, don't know the names, write the family name until you get the names. Say your prayers there, pour libation, meditate, ask for assistance, thank them for all they have done, seen and unseen, or are known or unknown to you. And show your family the ways of our people. Ask for family stories. This is important. Don't wait. Share your stories with children, nieces, nephews, cousins, friends. Speak their names and thank them individually for areas they may specialize in, such as an uncle who knew how to fix cars, and ask them for that assistance. And then thank them when they answer, when they respond, or even if they're not responding, thank them anyway because you don't know how they may be responding. Practice mindfulness. Be still, pay attention, be open and ready to receive. Cook a favorite meal and allow the ancestors to guide you in preparing it. Maybe ask them for what the seasonings they want or what specialty they would like. A daily exercise is once a day, give a genuine compliment to someone close to you. It's best to be specific. Kind words are a gift. They create wealth in the heart. And that's a Taoist saying. When your mood slumps, try adjusting your posture. At the end of each day, write down 5 things you are grateful for. And there's always something to be grateful for. When you have time to wait, like if you're in a long line or at a red light or watching your computer spin wheels, take that opportunity for you to be mindful, to be present, to meditate, and or say a prayer. Do something nice for someone else anonymously. And one more thing, recognize our earthly limitations. Be humble and be patient. These are some ideas for you to work on ourselves. I said that for us to work on ourselves, because I needed to, and to make this world brighter. We must also think about ways to connect to spirit by nature. You may have an affinity for rocks or trees, moons, stars, waterways. Whatever that natural connection is, hone in on it and study the divinity that shares that same connection. See how you can be of help to this earth, make it a little bit more healthy. See how you can connect on a daily, weekly, monthly basis and strengthen your ties between you and your ancestors, the divinities, and ultimately the creator, Olodumare. When you have strong values, answers become clear. If you want to know which path to take, begin with the end in mind. Adupwe Egungun.
Ashe.